I might be stepping on your toes here. I don't know, but I'm trying to get to something here, so bear with me.
Okay.
You've had the opportunity to be responsible, right?
Good for you.
But maybe you were responsible for too long, and you did not experience the freedom, right? So now it sounds to me that you're trying to balance freedom and responsibility. So in your line of work, like as you're coaching people, how do you go about helping them find this balance of freedom and responsibility? Because for some, freedom can easily be misconstrued as the lack of responsibility, right? So if you got 3 or 4 kids, you got a full-time job, you get this, you got that, that's a lot of responsibility, yet you're chasing your version of a freedom. But somehow that freedom cannot get in the way of raising your kids, right? For example. So how do you go about balancing freedom and responsibility?
Yeah, that's a really good point that you bring up. Yeah, freedom doesn't necessarily mean being free from responsibility. I think it's really, I think about it as being in alignment. So there are many different types of work that we can do, right? I'm not someone who can do a job that I don't enjoy, but there are many things that I do enjoy that I can learn how to make money from. And you can give yourself permission to explore, but sometimes, like leaving law, for example, or leaving teaching, those were 2 things that I really wanted to do. And at some point, it just wasn't in alignment anymore. I wanted a different kind of a lifestyle, and I had to give myself permission to leave law behind. I had to give myself permission to leave this tenured job behind and to seek out something that I wanted to do. It didn't mean that I wasn't going to look for money-making opportunities, but it meant that my filter shifted. These are the things that I need to do. Need to provide for myself, want to be able to travel when I want to, X, Y, Z. But I'm going to look for something that I can do that is in alignment with what feels good for me. So it's definitely not about shaking responsibility, but it may be about not taking on more responsibility than what you actually need to, right? And then people often, a friend of mine just was talking the other day, she's in corporate America. She hates it. She's burnt out, but she's like, you know what? The money's good. And the money allows me to send money back home to my family. And if I don't send the money back home to my family, what are they going to do? And I said, let's get on the phone and talk about it, because that's a responsibility that you took on, and you took it on to a very high degree. But what happens? How can you sort of divest from this responsibility? Maybe you'll always send money home, but maybe it won't be as much because you're killing yourself trying to support these folks, which I understand that responsibility, but at what cost, right? Or what other things could you do to make money? If the priority for you is going to be sending a certain amount of money back home, there are many ways that you can make money. Maybe it doesn't have to be in the corporate world where you feel like a little piece of your soul is dying every day for her. So it's about really exploring and just thinking outside the box. That was the expectation to go to corporate and get that job. What if we take off that expectation and look at what else is possible to meet the goal?